Our next speaker is Eduardo Chiocconi, and he is the Director of Product Strategy from the Oracle Integration Cloud. Green button.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, excellent. So thanks for staying and putting up with me and being the last on the list. So hopefully I'm not going to be disappointing. But today I'm just coming to talk about how we are using RPA technology in the context of the Oracle integration portfolio, right? So probably you know that Oracle is well recognized for its database, and we also have an applications business, and then a middleware and tools. And this Oracle Integration Cloud happens to be on that particular pillar, helping mostly integrate Oracle applications with other Oracle applications and other non-Oracle applications as well, right? So the whole theme is how we can accelerate that automation and integration between all these apps, typically involving just data synchronization between these apps, but oftentimes also getting people in the mix so that you can run approvals before you can push down transactions into other systems. So just to put in context our Oracle Integration Cloud portfolio, there's a bunch of different applications that have to do with data integration and process automation. Really the ones that we focus the most are application integration and process automation. And that's a space in which we started hearing close to a year and a half or 2 years ago, a real ask from the customers, what are we doing on RPA? And what are the use cases we support? And really where we start looking at how data moves from one system to the next one, or how you create process automations or workflows, and the need of integration needs from these different components, it came very clear that RPA could be a great complement to the existing capabilities and features we have in our portfolio. And this is why we started to invest in this relationship with UiPath, so that we can augment our integration capabilities and workflow capabilities with robotic process automation. So if we look at the next level in the process automation component, our Oracle Integration Cloud comes with a set of key capabilities. Obviously, our main start is doing processes top-down, and then the different modeling capabilities we adhere to offer you different modeling experiences. Obviously, from structured processes to more unstructured processes in the case management space, helping create the right business rules so you can route things through the proper path into your process models. Obviously, the human workflow is a very important component because not only we orchestrate the different transactions and how you're delegating work between different people, but we do want to involve those human decisions to drive transactions downstream across our application ecosystem. And then obviously our first-class integration through our integration capabilities, mostly through pre-built adapters that help us transact and talk to Oracle applications on-premise or on the cloud, but also third-party applications that are not Oracle, are part of the core value proposition we have for making these applications talk to each other effectively. And when you start looking into that specific area, then what happens when our integration portfolio doesn't have those adapters to talk to this application, right? So suddenly we're running short of options. The next more natural thing is to put a person to do that work, right? So if I need to bring one example, then there might be multiple approvals, but if the last step in the process is to push that approval information into your system of record, if you don't have that automated, then you're going to need a person doing that retype into that system, right? So really, what we want to use RPA, at least in this scenario, is to replace that human action to be able to talk to that system. So instead of having a human do it, we can create a robot that can mimic the work of that individual, and then the process itself can trigger that robot execution, and then that robot's definitely going to do it much faster and with less errors than a human person itself. So we see a couple of interesting use cases as to how RPA can complement our existing process automation and integration capabilities. The first one is talking to legacy systems, right? Suddenly, those systems that you thought were old, now they can be rich, and you can drive innovation around those. We also use it for heavily customized enterprise applications. Like, raise your hand if you are using some kind of ERP application and you've done some level of customization to it, right? So it's complicated to integrate with those specific modules that you done a lot of custom work. And now those adapters that we provide out of the box, or APIs, are not going to be available for that extension. So then UiPath RPA, through the user interface, where the customizations have been put in place, offers a mechanism to now start transacting against that application in an automated fashion. We also seen RPA being used as a quick way for prototyping the integration with backend systems. So RPA offers a very quick turnaround for talking to these backend applications. Sometimes configuring the app so that you can make API calls or use an adapter, it requires time, right? And probably some configuration and setup. But if you create a robot that can transact through the user interface like any regular user and use that as an intermediate step to start automating those transactions in the middle of a process against those target systems, then you can get a first version of your process in place while you go and complete that final service that will provide you that more final implementation to talk into your backend systems. So that rapid prototyping scenario has come to be very, very effective lately. And then in some cases, those adapters we have, or the APIs, they may have some technical complexities that don't allow you to use that particular integration mechanism. And then creating a robot to bypass those limitations are another good use case for using RPA in the context of this integration and process automation work. But more importantly, RPA offers a non-intrusive UI mechanism, right? So that's why we can use this as a quick way for talking to these backend applications. So let's talk about some of the use cases. The first one is, this one I think came already, but if we are talking about trying to automate a process for a call center, right? Let's say you're trying to move to a new location, and now you're transferring, making a change of address. You're going to be calling a call center, and then you're going to be talking to a customer service rep. And then this person will likely need to log into multiple systems and retype that information. With my last name, my data is going to probably be Fatfinger, and now I'm going to end up with 3 different last names in 3 different systems, right? So wouldn't it be nice if we can replace those human interactions across multiple systems and likely capture the information once and then create robots to transact against each one of those different systems in an automated way? Not only you're going to be freeing that person from potentially making mistakes as they re-enter the information across multiple systems, but then you don't need to train that workforce, because now it's a robot that is going to be doing that automatically, and you can put them to provide a much better service on the front end of that conversation, capture the information accurately, and probably use that time for other meaningful conversations. Okay? So again, this use case is trying to look for opportunities where we are heavily using users that are trying to transact against multiple systems. And if you're in particular industries where the turnaround is high, spending too much time in training can become a real problem for you. So that's use case number 1. Use case number 2 is when we are looking forward to automate an end-to-end transaction without any human interaction, right? Typically, these are use cases where you're doing data synchronization across applications, okay? So if we look at how we can synchronize contacts from Salesforce into eBusiness Suite, in that case, Oracle has adapters for Salesforce and Oracle eBusiness Suite, so we can live with our adapter framework, right? But let's assume a case where you also need to replicate that contact into a home-grown system or some other custom application. Then that's another use case in which, in the past, we couldn't do it effectively. And now with RPA, we can create a robot that can use the user interface of that application and now automate and streamline that process end to end. So customer onboarding, it's a use case that we see all over the place and across industries, and a pattern where we are using a lot of RPA to help automate and keep data in sync across multiple backend systems. So in this case, we're combining adapters and APIs with RPA as an integration mechanism. So another one I just wanted to call out, this is a recent POC we've done with a very large customer. So obviously, we're going to be using ERP for our order entry use case. But then sometimes these orders get stuck. They get delayed. And now we need to go and try to open a particular service ticket with the warehouse department so that they can really provide an explanation as to why that order hasn't been fulfilled, or just escalate through the service that the warehouse management department uses. So that warehouse department is using a mainframe application, character-based, and it's complicated to integrate with it, right? So one of the things we've done was to create an integration orchestration that can be triggered directly from our ERP e-business suite, right? And then automatically pull the necessary purchase order information and associated items that are included in the order, and automatically open a service request through the mainframe system, contacting the people in the warehouse so that they can expedite that order delivery. So in that case, we're combining these multiple technologies, and we can fully streamline that process end to end. So bottom line, and just to wrap it up, we see Oracle Integration Cloud as a great support orchestration component that can help coordinate people. It can also help you transact against Oracle applications and non-Oracle applications, okay? Whether they are on-premise or on the cloud. So it really doesn't matter where those applications reside. But all that magic in which we can streamline all these components and create a digital workforce for streamlining those processes are possible because we have some pre-built adapters that will let you talk to those on-premise or SaaS applications. We can also use APIs that those target applications are exposed to transact against them effectively. And then the great addition is the robotic process automation, because now things we couldn't do in the past now can be done by a robot, and then we can streamline those automations end to end. So with that, I just wanted to leave you with this closing statement. So you can go and try Oracle Integration Cloud for free. There's a 1-month trial at cloudoracle.com. You're going to have the UiPath RPA adapter. Okay, it's one specific component that will allow you connect to a UiPath orchestrator, discover the robots, and then be able to dispatch them at any point in your orchestration component. Then obviously there's going to be good information about Oracle Integration Cloud per se. And then we recently onboarded all this information in the UiPath Go marketplace component. So you're going to be able to find more information about what our solution set is all about. So we just provided our names in case you want to follow up with us directly. If you have any questions as to how you can leverage RPA, more specifically UiPath, in the context of the Oracle Integration Cloud as a facilitator to connect to your heterogeneous application ecosystem, just feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help you out. So with that, that's the end of it. So hopefully you can go straight to beers and some fun and entertainment.